Hello, welcome to the weather update. It's almost 10 o'clock, November the 3rd, and an absolutely beautiful day across the area today. Clear skies, pretty much clear skies. Still very mild today, very mild. The temperature's about 7 to 9 degrees above normal for the day. And yes, it did go for a hike today in the Pine Barrens. You'll have to wait and see. It'll be up in a little bit. But very nice day today. Beautiful skies, although it was very warm. And now it has cooled down quite a bit tonight. Temperatures are actually dropping quite quickly. If we look at some of the temperatures across the area, you could see it's already down to 39 degrees at Gabreski Airport. And there could be some fog tonight because it might wound up hitting the dew point and be like ground fog. 48 at Islip. Of course, we're in the 50s in the city. But it's cooled off here, too. We're down in the upper 40s here, 48 in Carl Place. So it is dropping. South Shore, around 50 degrees. If we go into New Jersey, they're probably having some radiational cooling in their Pine Barrens. Not quite like ours, though. They've got some mid-40s, but it looks like West Hampton is right now the coldest spot. Oh, it just went up. It just went up a degree. Went up to 40. That's interesting. So let's take a look at what the day was like today across the area and which station will we use to describe that day. We will go ahead and look at the Shirley station today. It's just also in the Pine Barrens. So let's go and look at that. And you'll see, temperatures dropped very quickly tonight. So it was very warm during the day. Temperatures got well into the mid-60s. Look at this, 30s, went from 30s to mid-60s. That's quite a diurnal range. That's because of that dry air. We had light northerly winds to start, and then it became southeasterly later in the afternoon. That brought a sea breeze in that dropped the temperatures a little bit. But look at how fast it dropped tonight once the sun went down, right through the 50s and into the 40s. So it's pretty impressive. So we're going to go look at our highs and lows today. And we'll start with the lows first. And we're doing it this way because we all know how the site was having problems last night displaying this information. So we'll see if it can display it again. Here we go again with the site. It just doesn't want... There we go. All right, so you can see... Sorry if it's a little too far zoomed out, but that's the best we can do right now. So 39 was your low at West Hampton. Was that tonight? 36... And actually, no. This was Shirley's low. This is West Hampton. 36 was the low. Everybody else had lows in the mid-40s. Of course, closer to 50 in the city. And look at that. Actually, the coldest spot appears to be in New Jersey at Lakehurst. 34 it got down to there. That's the coldest spot in the entire area. That's the New Jersey Pinelands for you. It radiates just like the Long Island Pine Barrens. Of course, if you go into the mountains, it's even colder. So let's take a look at our highs. And I'll go look at our highs now. Waiting for them, and I'm sure we'll probably see mostly probably mid and upper 60s here. So 65 at Shirley, 66 for high at Islip. Closer to 70 in the city, and also closer to 70 in New Jersey. But then that's well above where we're supposed to be for the day. If we go and we look at our climate for the day here, our climate almanac for the day, you will see that, go to Islip, you'll still see we were pretty far above normal. So the high was 66. The normal high is supposed to be 58. So that's 8 degrees above normal on the high. So still very, very mild. And again, no clouds today. You can see, look at that, no clouds. Got that high right over us. So let's go take a look at the miles, and we're going to go and take a look through the weekend pretty much and show you that this high is still going to be in control, but you see it starts having more of an Atlantic ridge position, which is going to crank the warmth up, especially as we get toward the weekend. You can clearly see that classic Atlantic ridge pattern there with the heat that's going to be coming up into our area for the weekend. And like I said, tomorrow will probably still be okay, but once you get into Saturday and Sunday, you're going to start feeling that warmth, that's for sure. And then Sunday, that's when we have a slight chance of rain on Sunday, and then we have again we have to watch this storm, and then for next week we should have another high building in, and this is going to bring in colder air. This is a very strong high that's going to actually dive straight down from eastern Canada, so that should bring us some nice weather next week. A little more appropriate weather for November. So let's take a closer look, and we will start with the HRRR. So let's do that. 0 into the HRRR. And, we're not going to have any precipitation. We're going to be dry through. It looks like it's trying to develop something Saturday, some very light I don't know what that is. This might just be convective feedback. I don't believe anything's going to be there. This is a line of storms. This would be your next chance of rain for Sunday, but right now it just doesn't look very impressive. So let's look at our dew points and wind flows on the HRRR, and you'll see tonight light winds, clear skies. That's going to allow for radiational cooling again, and we could have again some ground fog because of that. If we look at, I don't think this shows. Unfortunately, this does not show the fog, but a fog model. But there could be some ground fog as a result of the dew points, because if the dew points are in the mid-40s and the air temperatures drop to the mid-40s, that's going to cause ground fog. So there could be ground fog, especially in the Pine Barrens, which will eventually burn off, I guess, as we get toward later in the morning. And then tomorrow, you can see we start off with the light northeasterly winds, actually, and then they turn to the south later on, and the temperatures start rising. I mean, these are the dew points that start. Dew points are still manageable. You start seeing that humidity come in, that southerly flow, and here we are Saturday dealing with that southerly flow. So that's going to make it feel quite, you're going to definitely be feeling that humidity on Saturday, but at least it's a southerly flow, which means it's off the ocean, and that will keep us cooler on Long Island. So looking at your temperatures, again, mid-40s. You notice the mid-40 temperatures and the dew points match. That's why we're going to have to worry about ground fog for this morning. For tomorrow morning, and then for Friday, you'll see here it will be warmer tomorrow. We're going to be back in the upper 60s to around 70. If you're in Jersey, probably in the mid 70s, and then tomorrow night we're probably not going to see as much of a cool down, probably mid 50s. The sky should still stay fairly clear, and then here we are Saturday. Things are going to really heat up. If you're in Jersey, probably upper 70s, maybe an 80-degree reading. On Long Island, we will see, again, that southerly flow, probably keeping us a little cooler with highs generally in the low 70s. And if we want to go beyond that, looking at the GFS, take that into Sunday, and you'll see we'll have more heat as well. And if we look at the dew points here, again, you can see that southerly flow keeping the moisture, and we're going to have one more day of it on Monday before this cold front comes through. And actually, the cold front comes through by the middle of the day, so it'll actually start, I'll actually start feeling better as the day goes on. But because of that, westerly winds, perhaps no sea breeze, and that could be perhaps the warmest day on Long Island where we get into the mid-70s. Jersey will still be in the upper 70s. But then look what happens when we get to Tuesday. That cold front comes through and puts an end to it, and we're back into the mid-50s, which is where we should be for this time of the year. So let's go now look at the skies, and this is where there's some disagreement with the models as far as tomorrow goes. So tomorrow, probably not as clear as today. It's showing some cirrus trying to get in. This is the lower resolution GFS. Obviously, Saturday, we'll be seeing a lot more cirrus in the sky, and then Sunday, we'll have those clouds and chances for showers. And then Monday, it looks like we're already clearing out by the afternoon, and then Tuesday should be mostly sunny. I think it's just overdoing the clouds there. Again, this is the low resolution GFS. We could look at the FV3, but I only have 10 hours of it, and it only goes to 10Z Friday. But you could see it doesn't really show the fog on here. So the models don't agree on the fog. But if we look at the NAM does show quite a bit of fog developing. So it's very interesting. And this is the 0Z NAM. So there is some disagreement on whether we're going to see how thick that fog is going to be and how long it's going to take to burn off. We'll have to see. Some of the models may just be overdoing it a little bit. Let's go to the RGEM next to the skies. RGEM, obviously the clearest of the bunch, not showing much, if any, clouds. Maybe a little bit of cirrus over southern Jersey, but not really much going on as far as the sky. I don't think the sky will be as nice as today, but it may still be. There'll still be a very if we don't have to deal with the fog, there'll be plenty of sunshine. But then as we get into Saturday, you'll start seeing some more of these mid-level, high-level clouds. So there'll still be sun. It'll still be sun mixed with clouds, and then Sunday, that's when we have this front. Actually, brings this like front through almost on Sunday almost. So yeah, it's moving a little faster than some of the models are just picking up the pace of this front basically. So I think that does it with the clouds. I mean, I can show you one of the model here, the Ventus sky, because this is going to be a big deal for the morning. I think that's going to be basically your weather to watch is the potential for fog. So we're going to go, and if we look at clouds, you'll see, here's your fog right here. All right, 6 in the morning. All right. Eventually it does, and it doesn't seem to have it burn off at all. It just has it kind of lingering, has the clouds kind of lingering around. And these are low clouds. If we go look at low cloud, put it low clouds here, you see, and then if you put fog, here you go. This shows the fog right here at 6 a.m. It doesn't really show what the visibility is down to, but it could be dense in spots. So I'll have to see if there will be a dense fog advisory from the Weather Service. I'll check. But it still is the fog like lingering. Here 9 a.m. it's still around, and then finally starts breaking up around 10 or 11. But it's got clouds lingering, so I'm guessing these would be low clouds, or yeah, these would be low clouds. So the fog would lift and then become probably stratocumulus, probably. And then eventually, as we get toward later in the day, maybe dissipate a little bit. This is the low clouds, middle clouds with no middle clouds, and then some high clouds, perhaps, showing quite a bit of high clouds. So, yeah, I don't think it'll be as clear today as tomorrow. This model may be underestimating things a little bit. And the only reason why I say that is when I look at this satellite, there are no clouds to be seen anywhere here. So no clouds even close. Maybe a little bit of high clouds off to the west, but there's nothing here. So that's why I think it might be overdoing it a little bit. So we'll have to see. It's hard to say whether we're going to see the fog or not. That is the question, because I don't know if we will see the fog, but it's possible, especially in areas like West Hampton. Again, it's down 39, but no fog being reported. Still 10-mile visibility. But I have a feeling some of these areas are going to see that fog. And I don't think we had any of that fog this morning, did we? No, we didn't. So we'll have to keep an eye on the fog situation for tomorrow morning. That's really the only weather to watch. Other than that, it's just going to be warm. You can see areas of fog here. There is no dense fog advisory, but don't be caught by surprise if you see some fog out there, especially if you're in a less developed area. So that's going to conclude this weather update. Have a good night, and thank you for watching.